Benoit, we'll welcome you again. Thanks for coming out tonight. Appreciate it.
Thanks for
Oh
having
no,
me.
can I do an intro?
Yeah, you can go for it.
I want to do this. This is cool. All right. I sort of took some of Chris's prompts here.
All right, finally,
All right.
someone's
Okay.
looking at my
And you can
notes.
post this. I'm gonna butter everybody up for Ben. All right. He's the 2025 Canadian National 3D Archery Champion, the 2025 Full Draw Caribou Cup Champion. A mechanical engineer, he went from competitive cycling to competitive archery, bringing a unique mindset to the sport. He's got a wicked bow set up that I personally find seriously intimidating. Ladies and gentlemen, our guest for this week's episode, Benoit Boulay.
That was awesome, dude.
Yeah, that
You
was
should do the
nice.
intros.
That was awesome.
You used to do the intros all the time. That was good.
Yeah. All right.
No, that was good. Good job. Wow. Yeah. So Ben, again, we'll welcome you to the show. This is the letdown. Justin, Misha, and myself. We host the show, and we'll just get into some quick questions. Usually, we start off with just how you got into archery, a little background about yourself, and
Sure. I mean, Misha gave a great intro there. So I guess I've been in Guelph since I went to school. So in 2009, moved over here. And I ran competitively for a while through university. And as I started work, kind of switched over to cycling. Did that competitively because I just like racing and like competing. And then eventually, similar to, I think, a lot of folks that moved down south, because I grew up in North Bay. Um, but you come down south and you look for hunting opportunities when you finally get time again. And there's either no rifle seasons or you can't hunt with rifles around here. And that's kind of all I knew. So, a buddy and I and a couple guys that I work with, we just started shooting bows kind of casually just to mess around, and had the recurve, and eventually there was the arms race where one guy gets compound, and then, well, I'm gonna try compound too, and then that kind of just snowballed into just a lot of bow hunting. Took me a number of years to actually be successful at bow hunting, but that was still a lot of practice, and yeah, just trying to get better, trying to understand the mechanics of it, of bows, and things like why isn't your broadhead shooting the same as your field point? That stuff pissed me off. So really got in the rabbit hole of bow tuning and um, all the different techniques and everything to do with that. Then eventually my training ground, I guess, got um, chopped up. I used to have a little guerrilla training ground that had a bunch of trees and it was nice and safe. And then I would go and shoot in another location that wasn't officially sanctioned. And then at some point I decided I should go and actually shoot at a real bow club. And that's when I met you, Chris, and went to Royal City, started doing 3D. And yeah, I like I generally don't like shooting dots, so shooting at foam targets is better. It's a lot more fun. I think you can be a lot more creative with it too, even when you're not competing. So
yeah,
I just kind of really took a shine to that. Um, and then eventually started competing pretty hard. And here
yeah.
we
I
are.
remember. I remember. Actually, I remember the day. I think you called me on the phone and you asked for, details of the membership, and I think you told me you were. I don't remember if this was on the phone or in person, but you told me you were shooting at like a garbage dump or something.
Yeah, yeah. Just a
And
little
I'm
abandoned
think,
road. Yeah.
and I'm thinking to myself, who the hell is this guy? My God. So I thought, oh, whatever. We'll come on out. I've signed up. I'm sure I've signed up weirder people. So, uh, so
Yes, you have.
yeah, for sure. So, anyways, I remember Ben shows
Sorry,
up,
Justin.
and I said, I just want to go and shoot. So I said, hey, you want to shoot around? He says, yeah, yeah, sure, no problem. I remember going out, and I was, I think I've told the story a couple of times, but I shoot at 10. He shoots at 11. I'm like, oh, it's a pretty good shot. I shoot at 10. He shoots another 11. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? I think I shot an 8. He shoots an 11 or a 10, and it just keeps going on like that. And I'm like, this guy just can't miss 10s and 11s. And I'm like, I'm like, have you ever competed in archery? And I don't remember what you said, or I don't even remember. You're like, I just like doing this for fun or something like that, or you like hunting or whatever. But I don't think you'd ever. And so I know I mentioned that we do tournaments at the club, and that maybe you should try one out. I don't think you tried one out that year. I think it was a year after. So
Yeah.
It was the final little club shoot we did
right,
before we cleaned up that he shot.
yeah,
I think.
I do remember when we went out that one time, one of the things that I liked about the club is you like immediately, first of all, wanted to go and shoot with me because I had never shot with anybody except my buddies, and they're scattered all over. And then number two is you were giving me tips like by target too, which was awesome, right? And it wasn't like in a dickish way. It was like in a very caring, like, hey, do you ever think about doing this? And I remember taking an interest in that and being like, oh, these guys are pretty laid back and cool and helping out. I don't know. I liked it. It was good.
and then I needed then by the 5th target, I think I needed tips. So
I can't give
yeah, it was.
tips on technique. I
I don't remember if I was giving you tips of technique, just how to look at because I think you'd never really shot 3D before, so I was just
mm,
giving you where to sort of aim, right? And you probably have better eyesight than I do, but because like as you get older, your eyesight starts to go a little bit. Although I do have really good far vision, I cannot see anything within 2 feet of my I can't see the lines in my hand, kind of thing, right? So yeah, it gets hard for me to read. I can't read menus anymore without my glasses and etc. So, but I remember, yeah, that was a fun day actually. So that this year, you went to, so this would be your first year really competing, right? You kind of you didn't do the Southern Canadian last year, did you? I can't
no,
remember.
no,
So
Southern, yeah.
so your first tournament after our little tournament in the fall would have been the nationals. Or oh no,
Yeah,
it was the full draw. The full draw
Yeah,
was
he
the
did the
first one
full
in the
full draw
spring.
yeah.
once.
It depends, like, I guess how many rules you want to call a tournament. But I shot a few, right? I shot Galt, and then I shot the FDCC. But in terms of like people going and checking your gear and stuff, like in a legit tournament, yeah, nationals was just a little more official, I suppose. I mean, it's all the same. You just shoot foam. They just check your gear.
Yeah, I can't remember. What do they do? What do they check your speed or your weight? I can't remember what it was there.
Yeah, so they checked your weight and arrow weight, so then they can figure
Oh,
out
okay.
your grains per, and then just poke a hand through your scope, make sure you don't have a lens, and then tell you good luck. Maybe a stabilizer check too. Yeah, it was okay. We read the rules beforehand.
And how'd you find Lac La Biche? I hear it's like Peyton says it's an incredible club.
Yeah, I mean, it's nuts because you drive from Edmonton and you're going it's almost like driving up north. You're like, I'm going into wherever. I guess you are driving north. And then all of a sudden you end up in this tiny little town, which doesn't have that many folks. I think that generally live there. It kind of seems like a through town to me. Um, but I mean, that weekend was busy because they had like a baseball tournament, a fishing tournament, and archery nationals. Um, and then you end up going to this rod and gun club or an archery club with a range, and it's like the best facility I've ever seen for an archery spot. Like it was nuts. And I mean the gentleman who runs it or who started it, he had a really interesting story with how he got, the community behind him once he got a bid for Worlds, and they kind of built up the facility and got a lot of grassroots support from that community, and now it's like world class, right? They've hosted Worlds a few times. It's really well set up. Their volunteers are dialed in. You can tell they've done that for a while too. But yeah, it's cool. And then even the community. Um, I went and checked into the hotel, and I was a little bummed out because she pegged me as an archer immediately, and I kind of wanted to be in the fishing camp. But she's like, "Oh, archery, okay." I was like, I think I could pass for like fisherman too, but all right.
I would say so.
But yeah, like right, they were stoked, and everybody was happy that it was kind of a busy weekend, and yeah, it's cool. It's a really
Oh
cool
yeah,
spot.
cool. Yeah, I've never been. Never, I haven't been to. I haven't been to West Alberta yet. That's kind of. I really like to. I'd like to do. Well, obviously, I want to do the big things like the Jasper and that sort of thing. But yes, and after Peyton told me about Lac La Biche, I want to check that out too. So might be a trip that Valerie and I do one of these times. Just drive out there, see what's going on out there. So yeah, so yeah. Also, you did the full draw. You kind of won all three of them. So it's so the folks at home know the full draw Caribou Cup is a 3-club tournament. Kind of I will say IBO scoring at 12, center 12s. But we added some distance to make it interesting, give you 60 yards or whatever. So what did you think of the tournament?
I loved it. I think it's okay to keep things interesting and new and weird, and make those cool shots. Because I mean, who doesn't like to do kind of like a trick shot type thing, right?
For sure,
It's
yeah.
just fun, right? Yeah. And you know what? We don't have huge mounds or anything. But what we can play with is putting a little Coke bear at 50 yards or putting something in the shadow or whatever, right? Like I think the guys did a good job with just opening the creativity up, even at our club now. Like Justin's like, why don't we do this kind of shot? And the answer is, well, we can. So now we do, right? So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
fun. It's And then if you want to compete with like the more traditional broadside type things like that, there are still a lot of venues where you can do that anyways.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
I think it's generally a good thing. It doesn't all have to be like inside 40 broadside,
There's a lot of, yeah, I remember when I first started, a lot of I'd go to a club and so, oh, this one's known 30. I guess all the targets are 30 to between 30 and 40 yards, right? And yeah, and I remember when I came to Royal, I was like, I want to change that up a bit. We do have a lot of 30-yard shots. It's just the nature of the property, but I remember trying to stretch out a couple of shots to at least 50. And now that we're doing the FDCC, it's fun to like that. I think we did the elk at almost 70 yards.
Yep.
The lay down elk. That was a cool shot.
And I think what people need to remember too is at least around here and everywhere where I've shot so far, like let's say for like my wife, for example, her side tape is like done at 35 or 37 yards. That's it. That's what we got for speed, right? Nobody's gonna be like, nope, you got to shoot 70 yards, buddy. Sorry,
Yeah,
right? Like
for
that's
sure.
not. So it's never it doesn't have to be intimidating either. Like everybody's
Yeah.
there to have a good time. If you can pop the shot, great. If not, wait till people pop the shot, then go a little closer. It's no big deal.
Yeah, like I tell people, if you're shooting trophy, you just walk
Who
up,
cares?
take a shot.
Yeah,
Yeah. So if you're shooting money, that's different, right? You gotta have rules with money. I guess then you'll have people get very upset.
yeah,
Trust me on that one.
yeah.
But yeah, when it's trophy people, I remember uh, there's a couple of single stringers that were upset about some of the distances. I'm like, guys, you're shooting trophy, just move up.
Yeah.
I told them that before they went out. Like, guys, feel free. Like, we're just testing this out. We want to see how it's going to work. Just move up. Like, you're shooting trophy. You're fun. You're the fun guys. This
Yeah.
is who we're testing these courses
There's no
out
money
on.
on the line for
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
And
You're
Yeah,
also
so-
bringing a good point of like, when you galvanize against like a common enemy, right? Like it's kind of like that too. So you're with your group, you go to a shot, and you're like, the shot sucks. The shot's terrible. Like this is so bad.
Yeah.
But then you're all kind of like equally bummed out at the same time, which kind of gets you stoked at the same time. So it's good for that too, right? Because then you're like, oh man, Peyton, I'm gonna give him Oh, wait till we see him, and then everybody's kind of railing after him, right? So
Yeah,
it's funny. It's good for that. I think that kind of gamesmanship brings groups closer together, and
for
the whole
sure.
course.
And I think, like I remember thinking 2 years ago, like there's a need for just something, just a little more than what people were doing. And I don't want to, again, I don't want to belabor and say I'm the smartest guy in the world or anything, because believe me, I'm not. I just what I'll do is I'll put an idea out there, right? And I remember I was talking to, it was either CJ or whatever, and he actually had the same idea, and we were like, yeah, let's try to make this happen, right? And and then it had been done before, so like on 3D, I can't remember what the other one was called, but they had done these multiple club terms before, but they followed some of the IBO or ASA rules, and and CJ definitely wanted to do something different. I was thinking we would just do like an ASA or an IBO, but he definitely wanted to do something different. He wanted to stretch it out. He really liked his TAC experience, and I think we saw some of that in the way they set up the targets. So yeah, so it was, again, it's that's what I like about this community. There's people who they're just gonna, you put ideas out there, they're gonna add to it or whatever, and eventually you come up with something kind of cool, and you try it out, and hopefully if it continues to be a success. If not, we just try something different, right? So what do
Yeah,
you
there was no
go
one
ahead?
was really complaining about
Nope.
the shots at all. Like
No.
people would say like, "Oh, that shot was difficult," but they weren't bummed out about it.
Well,
So like the whole
on the first tournament, people were surprised. So we tried to get as much information as we could out there. I think that was one of the biggest problems, and like I take full accountability for that. I wasn't able to really explain the idea. We only had about a month and a half to do it,
Mm.
so you know what I mean. So people went out there. They had expectations that it was going to be our spring tournament, and it wasn't. It was way different. Uh, I would argue way more fun.
It was more fun for
I,
sure.
Yeah, but after the 3 tournaments, once people got what it was about, like there was lots of compliments, tons of compliments, and I can't wait to do it next year.
Yeah, change hurts, man, but people come around.
It does hurt.
I think
for
after
sure.
the second one, like when the third event came, waterfowl season just started, like early goose, so we lost a lot of shooters there. And also you had, Bruno and Benoit walking away with the bow no matter what they were shooting
Yeah, that's true.
that day. So a lot of people were like, "Yeah, there's really no point." But
And like that's kind of the other thing I like. It's gonna sound weird. It's kind of the other thing I always wanted to try to create, and they do it in sports, like these rivalries, and not to say that knock them out, punch them out kind of rivalries, but like these, like even, and I don't know if Josh will be ticked when I say this, but like Josh, I remember Josh saying to Benoit he wants a second shot at him. So, like that's like that kind of stuff. Like honestly, that kind of stuff is what makes these things cool, right? It makes it really exciting. If we could put it on video, and I keep saying this, like we gotta find a way. Like I think like a great venue to do that would be the Southern Canadian Classic. Would be able to like we could do like what is it, Cam, I think it's called, in the States does with their ASA tournaments, like just put it on film, have 2 guys commentate the thing like golf, and you know it it, it would have to get views on YouTube, because we have a lot of great shooters here in Ontario.
what do you want to
Like,
live stream it or?
yeah, you know what? I think the first time you wouldn't live stream it, just because the technical, you'd have to figure out a lot of technical stuff. I think you'd film it, and then you just play it. But yeah, live streaming would be fantastic. But even Cam has problems, right? Every once in a while, their feed will go out, and no one's crying or whatever. It just is what it is because of the locations. You're doing it via satellite or whatever. So. Yeah, but it would be great. I think it would be great to have a couple of commentators. When the kids the kid round is so awesome. I love watching that. It's one of my favorite. My second favorite, and it's almost tied with the kids, is watching the ladies, the lady hunters. They are so funny.
Yeah, they talk
And
shit, man.
oh yeah, they go at each other. They go at each other hard. I love it. It's so awesome. And yeah, my wife loves it too. So that's why she loves shooting in that category, even though she's more of a K50 shooter, or she would be a K50 shooter because she's a target. She's a target girl. She loves her paper targets. So yeah, it's like if you get that stuff on film, the jibber jabber back and forth, and it's, I'm telling you, man, it would make great. You don't call it TV anymore, but whatever you want to call it, right?
What do you
Yeah, but would you need cameras at every target?
No, you would just film the shoot offs. That's what they do with cam. You have a camera that goes around, and you just you do like a montage of what went on Saturday, what went on Sunday, and how we got to the shoot offs, right? So and you have like storylines or whatever. Anyways, one of my guilty pleasures is professional wrestling. So when I was a kid, I loved professional wrestling. It's like, that's all you got to do is just create a story. Like, people will watch it. It's just, it's an awesome story. You have these little competitions, and then these little rivalries going around. Like, people love that shit. People love that stuff. Yeah. So anyways, we're supposed to be talking to Benoit, I guess.
Well,
but,
were you gonna have a shoot off at provincials?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, so you can get creative with that, right? Like,
yeah, we could do it at provincials actually. And I think we should. So just so everybody knows, we're all on our Royal City of Bowman executive board. All four of us plus the other three or four, Amanda, my wife, and CJ as well. And I think we should meet with Larry Reed and just go over some ideas. It might be a lot for him because they're already accepting a lot. Like they usually do so as you know, with nationals, it was 2 rounds of 40 targets, correct?
it was 40 targets first day, then 20, then shoot off.
And then a shoot off. So that's usually their two formats. It's either 240s, no shoot off, or a 40 and a 20 and a shoot off. What we proposed was 220s and a shoot off. And they're using us as a pilot. And I said that's fine. Like, and I was honest with them. I said, guys, like, it's a lot to run like 40 targets a day. It's a lot of my volunteers. And in June, you don't know what kind of weather you're going to get. People like the format. Like, you look at Bruno's tournament, you look at Carl Jones's tournament, you look at Peter Ray's tournament. It's just an ASA tournament, and we're not going to call ours ASA. It's going to be 220s and a shoot off. People like that style, and then you've got you can shoot till 1, and then you got the rest of the day, or you shoot till 1 on Sunday, and then you can watch a shoot off, and you got the back and forths, and people having fun, right? So
our new target stands will come in handy.
Yeah, for sure. Especially on the tennis court, they will be coming handy.
I think
we got new target stands.
Yeah. So, Chris Priester, had his kids make us brand new target stands. We have 10 of them right now. We're getting another 30 made so we can have a full loop or a full 20 course setup, but they extend so you can have a full size target on it, like a wolf, a deer, target like that, or you could take it, flip it around, and you can shove the standing white bear. Because his feet are a little bit smaller. If you flip it around, you can actually have the standing white bear standing on the target, and he's got place for rebar to go in, so you can put 2 rebar in each. The targets are no longer going to be pounded into the dirt or the stakes. They can go on any type of soil. So it's going to step up our game for sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we should ask for 5 more for the shoot offs.
I could do that. Yeah, I'll ask him.
Yeah.
Does he have a little cup holder for the Coke Bear Coke bottle? like you had? It'd be a lot easier to hold up.
Well, someone punched a hole in it now, so it's empty.
Oh shit!
So someone hit it.
Well,
Really?
it's
Someone hit the Coke bottle?
a
Yeah,
matter of time.
someone hit it.
Oh, God.
So it stays up now, perfect.
There you go.
That's pretty cool. That'll be handy. I mean, and Chris, you're right. Like with the temperature and how nuts so sometimes June is, right? Like it's a real thing. Like it's a health and safety concern
Shit.
Yeah.
because you get absolutely
Galt.
roasted out there, and
Well, yeah, Galt as an
Yeah.
example.
Galt was awful, dude.
and it was amazing that Galt could even keep up with the water bottle deliveries because
Those guys were good, yeah.
it was insane. We were crushing models like all day, and I think that's the only thing that honestly kept a lot of people alive in the game because otherwise, like, could you imagine, Misha? We would have like we couldn't even think. I
No.
would forget
Yeah,
scores.
the group in front of us was taking their shirts
Yeah.
off, and
Jeez.
I was dumping water on my head like almost every other target.
I actually
It
drank
was
water.
well, there's no wind there, right? Like it's
But yeah, no, I mean, and ideally, like especially with ASA format, right? Like with the point swings and everything, and how much gamier it is. Maybe you just don't quite need 80 targets at 35C. You know, you got 40 and you have enough folks for the shoot off, and that's really the point of all this, I suppose.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's gonna be like, man, I didn't shoot enough targets in the heat. I'm bummed out.
Yeah. Well, that's been their concern for a while at Archery Ontario. So when I asked, so I was asking Gord about it with the 40 and 40, and he's like, yeah, people have to travel 5 hours to shoot 20 targets, and they feel like they got ripped off. And it's like, well, I do get that feeling, but then like I drive, like Windsor's almost 4 hours away to do this other Canadian, but I'm not just there to shoot targets. I'm there to hang out with my buddies and shoot the shit, have a good time. So it gives you the rest of the day just to chat, and we'll have to think of some fun games to do during the day and the afternoon, depending on the heat, of course. Some people might not be interested, right? So, but yeah, I think I think that's the way to go, especially when it starts to get near midsummer. Like I I, I felt bad for Josh because he set up such a wicked course, and the heat just I think we pulled 3 people off in the morning,
Mm.
and then 2 or 3 people walked off in the afternoon just due to the heat. So
Again, like they did, it was incredible how much water those guys are in. It was nuts. Anytime we needed some, it was there.
yeah.
But again, like you said, right? It's a pilot test. So if it doesn't work, then for whatever other provincials are like, well, Royal City tried it and didn't quite work or whatever. It'll be perfect, but
So the funny thing is at the AGM, so our I think the provincials was the first thing on the agenda. It got approved, and then somebody else had had they put a motion forward to go to 20 and 20 with a shootout, like the same thing we had proposed. And so they kind of said, well, we're already using Royal City
Pilot.
as a pilot, so there's no, we don't have to pass this motion, right? So it was so anyways, it was so obviously people are looking for it, right? People are looking for that. They, people, are like, I find, especially nowadays, like people just are so limited in their time on, 2 days of just shooting. Like, that's you're shooting from 9:30 in the morning till 5:30 at night if you're doing 40 targets, right? And a shoot off, same thing. You're there till 5:30 at night until the shoot off's over. So I think, yeah, I think this ASA 20 and 20 and a shoot off is just the way to go.
I think it's
And the
been a lot of fun.
commentating, of course, and all that other stuff, I think would be really cool. So
I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
it's going to be fun, yeah. And again, like, well, as the year progresses, well, like I'm going to start we'll meet in the background, talk about kind of things we want to do with the provincials. I don't want to give everything away, but that's just one of my ideas. Is just put it on YouTube. I don't know, man. If no one watches it, nobody watches it, and you just don't have to do it again, right? So, but some people might want to watch it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to see. Actually, if you want to watch it, comment below. No, just joking. Just joking. I don't know how to run these podcasts, so I don't know what I'm talking about. But so what did you? This year was your first at Southern Canadian, right, Ben? I
Yeah.
think it was your first year. Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you think of that?
It was cool. It was
Yeah.
it's well run, right?
For sure.
So that makes things super easy. I think it was a little. I understand it was a little bit unique this year too, with just how many folks we had staying over, the Royal City crew. So that was a lot of fun. I don't know if I'll be able to convince my significant other to sleep in a tent again when it's that hot, but I don't know. I had a blast. Um, but yeah, the ASA format is very different. Like that was a whole different thing for me. Because I'm always like, well, maybe like, oh, I don't know, I can't really tell the mark for the 12, but maybe it'd be really cool if I smoked it. And then that's how you get in trouble with 8s and 5s. But it was really cool. Like the it's more of a like I said, it's more of a gamier format. Like you can pick your shots a little bit more. But then when you go back to IBO, like that 11 feels massive.
Yeah.
It's very strange how that works. Yeah, it's great. Loved it.
So, Benoit, what was your game plan going into shooting ASA? So, did you have a strategy, a plan, or was
Uh,
it just shoot for center and
Yeah,
hope for the
shoot the
best?
12s. That was his plan.
no, my plan was very much so. As much as I tried to tell myself, yeah, just shoot centers. No, I was trying to drill 12s. Because I naturally air low as well. So I thought maybe I'd drop into a few. Um, what I didn't expect is how much how really nitpicky you have to be with some of them, because man, they're really tiny 12s, and just even figuring out the shape of where they're at, like if there's a triangle, you might have like a little more forgiveness one way or another, or where the actual insert is. That's how I got in trouble, right? I dropped low on one of them and it was a 5, and I was like, oh boy, like this is gonna suck. Um, so things like that, I think I'm just gonna have to learn. But in general, my whole thing was like just trying to drill 12s.
Yeah.
So it somewhat worked. It worked the first day. It was pretty good. And then the second day I got myself in trouble, and things like glance outs are much more aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another thing to think about, right? Like, yeah, I don't know. I just don't know enough, right? Like, so my discipline is not great. Like my discipline is I want to do the trick shot. It's kind of fun, but I don't know. Day 2 I shot with some really really dialed in dudes, and like those guys, I feel like those guys knew what they were doing, and I was trying to get a little bit more. I was trying to just soak in what they were doing a little bit more, and by the end I was kind of figuring it out. Yeah, it's a great learning opportunity. I thought
Well,
I had a blast.
you made it to the shootouts,
Yep, made it to the shootout.
and you were 4th.
Yeah, I was
Fourth, yeah.
4th.
Yeah.
Yeah, like day 2, first target, dropped the 5. And then I climbed back, which was good, right? Like I think that's what you want no matter what. And Louise and I talk about this a lot too. Like, it's hard to come back, but even if you look at it like a practice day and you can dig yourself out of the hole, you can do it, right? Like you do it once, you can do it again. So I
Yeah.
kind of looked at it that way and just trying to be more consistent and being confident in the shots. And then at the end, I think I got a glance out that kind of like, oh, not great. So then I got super aggressive, and then So ended up in pretty solid fourth. I was generally happy with that. But
For your first
yeah,
Sonic, hey, that's not too bad.
it's cool.
Yeah.
Different, man. Super different.
What do you think of the pressure of the shoot off?
So I mean, I like the shoot off. I think it's awesome. I'm also a dude that gets like extreme adrenaline. Like I used to watch races like at the track, right? You're whatever, an indoor track, something like that. It's everything's super tight. And I would like watch heats and like get the shakes because I'm just like so amped up. So that's what I have to watch in the shoot off is like the shakes. But once you can get a couple off, it's good. It's even better when you get an umbrella, man. Chris, best in the biz. Right? So
Evan Jack's got he's got a pretty good a little bit of a better technique. He holds the front of the umbrella there. He looked like a pro, but
it's
I'll
just
take it though.
yeah, I mean it's just good having someone to like talk to, right?
Yeah.
Instead of being, really I suppose you could just get in your head. Like nationals, we didn't really have anybody to talk to, except that I knew the guys by that time, so we were kind of we were kind of talking.
Yeah.
But yeah, aside from that, I think it's great. I think it's the only time in the entire tournament where folks get to watch a class go, right? Like when we were watching the unknown guys, I was like, how do
Yeah, I
these,
don't know.
how are they even, it's nuts, right? And the kids are just smoking 14s. It was nuts. So I think it's really fun. I think it's a good format and it kind of puts like it's a good cap on the whole event. So now it's how to make it even more exciting, like you said.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I'm always trying to make things more exciting, but I don't know. I think I'm just not running out of ideas, but running out of steam. So
Just make the targets move.
yeah.
That's one.
Well, it's Justin and I have an idea for that one. So
For the
we have an old.
Justin's gonna run around holding the targets.
Yeah. The little Coke bear, so the arrow goes through it.
Oh,
We actually
geez.
have an old clothesline that they used to run. Geez, it's
Target.
at the back of the corner, 25, I think.
28.
And up, that stone hill they got. Well, there's an old line there we want to string back up and just we'll try it out. Well, obviously we'll test run it first to see how it goes. But if it goes well, then I think we should introduce that at one of our tournaments.
Yeah.
So
I think North Bay
Maybe
has the moving one, right?
yes, they do. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why they call it the running bear, I think.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
I got to check out that event. It sounds like it's a blast. Like I got a cottage off of Lake Nipissing. I don't know if between Sturgeon Falls and North Bay. So I'd like to give that a shot. And invite everybody up. They can, Cottage Grounds has a lot of places to camp. So yeah, you guys can come out, have a blast, and it's the family cottage, so my folks might be there. They're a blast. So yeah, it would be great. It would be a great time actually. And so the gentleman when I shot the second day at Carl's at Porcupine Hollow, I shot with a gentleman who runs the running bear, or he's one of the guys who organizes it. And from what he's telling me, it just sounds like a blast, and apparently the food's really good too. So because that's all I go for. I can't shoot worth shit. So
Well, no, I mean, food's a good point. Like that, dude, that chicken at Southern was nuts. That was so good.
It was good. It was
Yeah,
good.
they got good food there, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Next year, I'm not.
It's a good little setup that they got. You can put your tent up there. You can camp, and a lot of people bring their RVs. There's tons of
Yeah.
RVs this year. Ben, you told me that you guys are going to get a motel next year or a hotel next year?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Or if it's just me, I might camp. But if it's me and Danielle, then yeah, we're gonna need air conditioning.
She had enough, eh?
Oh, dude, she's like, what are we doing here?
That's so.
And it didn't seem to stop her, man. She got what she get third.
Yeah.
She got third.
Yeah, she did great.
She got third. She shot well.
Yeah, she's just good at all shooting sports. It's
Nice.
it's nuts. She didn't grow up with it, didn't do anything, and then we would report that to her parents, and they'd be like, "Where'd you learn this?" She just is good
She's a
at
natural
shooting
killer.
things. Yep. Is that good for me or bad for me?
I don't know.
It just means you're a good teacher, so
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what that
there you
means.
go.
So I have the same problem. Like Valerie is just a natural at all the shooting sports. Same thing, but I think so. Everyone like I used to coach people in shooting, not professionally or anything, but rifle shooting, right? Because I have a few rifles, so people would always ask me, "Oh, can you take me out and try it out?" And I always found that actually they learned faster, and it's because they're not. So when a guy goes to shoot, he's pumped, like he wants to get on that thing and he wants to crank it, and and he thinks he already knows what he's doing, and it's hard to tell them what to do, right? Whereas a lady, they're a little more apprehensive because the noise and they're not sure what's going to happen, and so they listen to everything you say, they do everything you say, they squeeze the trigger, it goes off, boom, it hits the center, and they're like, and they can't believe it, right? And the guy is like doesn't understand why he can't hit anything, because it's like, well, dude, you're so amped up. Like, just relax a little. You're not supposed to jerk the trigger, it's a squeeze of the trigger. But yeah, I think that's females always seem to learn faster. At the end, I don't know who's better, but I couldn't hazard a guess because I've only trained maybe 3 or 4 girls and 3 or 4 guys. But even like Valerie, like I remember I first took her out we went up to the rifle range, and I had my old Remington 700, and I said, "Oh, we'll just try shooting at 100 yards or whatever." And yeah, sure enough, she put together a pretty good group, and she was surprised, but it was like she just did exactly what I told her to do. Just stood behind the gun, and I had it on a bench or whatever, but still, she was able to squeeze off 3, and yeah, no problem. So shotguns is a different story, though. She had a bit of an issue with shotguns. She's like, I don't know, because we were doing clays, and she's like, I don't know how you do it. I'm like, I don't know how I do it either. My mind knows when to pull the trigger now, because it
Mm.
knows the sight picture it wants to see when I'm swinging through it, and then it goes off and the thing blows up. So
you have more patience than I do to teach people how to shoot.
See, I
I
loved
don't.
teaching
I have
people how
no
to shoot.
patience.
I loved teaching
I'm
people how
like,
to shoot.
I'll be like, "Hey, watch me. This is how you do it." And if they don't do it my way, it's like, I can't teach them.
No,
is
that,
your
But
is your does your wife do any shooting, Misha? Our girlfriend? So wife?
she'll come to the range with me. She'll like shoot a little bit, and then she'll want to go home because now she's like bored and doesn't like the loud noises. Majority of the time, I don't take her so I can stay
Gotcha.
longer.
that's
Gotcha.
fair.
We haven't done clays or anything together. Don't know if she'd be interested in it.
Well, if we go to the cottage, if people want to bring boxes of clays, I got a couple of throwers, and there's a huge sand pit just down the road, and we can give her all day, right after the first day of running bear.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I'll
can
set
shoot
that up.
clays all day, man. Like
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I
I
love it.
it's fun.
I like the smell of gunpowder. That is the one thing I miss, is
We're gonna have
cracking
to edit
open the
all.
barrel
We're
and you
gonna have
get
to edit
that
all this
whiff of
out now.
gunpowder.
Well, we were supposed to go
You're
a
right.
couple weekends ago,
Yeah,
and then
but
you guys backed out.
Well, I get the kids, they say soccer, and
Yeah,
so my son
the wife said no.
she did say no. Yeah, you're right. I am.
Yeah.
I am. 18 years, bud. I know my place. I know my place.
that's for sure.
Good. Um, Ben, also your bow.
Yeah, that's all. I was just about
I
to say
wanted
that.
I wanted to bring
We
that
need
up.
to talk about that thing.
First of all, most people don't know. Tell them what happened on your way back home from nationals.
Yeah, they lost my bow. We found it. That was good. But yeah, I've flown with my bow a bunch, and that was the first time where it got lost. which sucked. But yeah, I mean, I think Pearson just loses stuff once in a while, and I don't know. I don't usually go on social media to slander, but appeal to the company. But maybe it helped. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it helped.
They ended up finding my bow a couple days later, so that was good. But yeah.
What kind of bow do you shoot?
So my 3D bow. I think you guys are talking about my 3D bow.
Yes,
We are.
Yes.
the one you won
Dude,
nationals
I can
with.
pull it up. It's hanging up right
Yeah,
here.
bring it
All
out.
right.
Let's
All
see.
right.
Yeah. Let's see this beast.
Oh, it's
That won nationals
It's the one that
good
won
draw.
nationals
and the full draw.
and the full draw shoot.
Yeah. So it's a prime synergy hybrid, and I got it used in 2019, I think, something like that. And yeah, I just have like a hybrid spot hog-ish sight on it with an ultra view single pin. And then I
I
have
love the descriptions here. Spot hog ish, prime ish,
it's not an
hybrid-ish.
official spot hog. And then I have my old trophy taker Smackdown with no spring. No spring, folks. Don't run the spring. And then I'm just running the blade on it. So in my head, it's like running a blade, right? It's like running a lizard tongue. So it's a little louder for hunting, but we're not hunting, so it's fine. And then I have my wife's stabilizer as my back bar counterbalance, which is just a little rubber thing.
The little rubber
And then
stabilizer.
yeah, then I switch stabilizers depending on what we're doing. But right now my hunting stabilizer is on my hunting bow. So yeah, that's it.
How's
works.
the tune on that bow?
The tune is difficult, Misha. The tune is
I bring it up every time.
I've been working with this thing for so long though, man. Like I just know what it wants. Once you get it in tune, it's great. But yeah, like I always kind of shift the cams a little bit, and it's much easier now that I have a press. And hopefully these strings are good for another year, so I'm not gonna mess with it. But every time I change the strings, it's a whole new adventure there for a little bit. Yeah.
Well, it always is with those primes because I had an old Centroid. I think the Centroid was 2012 was its prime. Came up with the Centroid. It was a 35-inch axle. I remember I dry fired it. It's just got started in archery. I dry fired it, and I was trying to find someone who could do it because it was just before the Christmas break, and I wanted to find someone local who could do it. And I remember I contacted this lady. She's just south of Barrie. I think ballistic strings, I think they call themselves. And I drove the ball up there. They took it for the day. They said, come back a couple of days. We'll have it ready for you. So I gave them all the measurements, like, cause that's the other thing. Prime, good luck finding anything on their site. Good luck. So I actually had to measure with a measuring tape cause it's got 5 strings, right? Or 7?
7.
7, yeah. 7 strings cause it's got the dual cams.
It's a lot of strings.
So I measured them all off, and then one of them was stretched, but I, kind of had to fudge it. I was trying to figure out based on, because I think when it popped, I think it got about an eighth or a quarter of an inch a little longer. I figured anyway it was the string, so I would be able to twist it if I needed and it twists. So yeah, so they put it. I remember when I got there, the bow was still on the press. The guy's looking at it going, I don't know how to string this stuff. He's like, I never strung one of these before. So I said, do your best and we'll fix. I'm like, I've never strung one before either. I'm like, I'm right new to compound bows. Like the last compound bow I had was like, no, it wasn't a Hoyt Spectra, but it was that kind of old time compound bow, right? And okay, he says, okay, so he put it all back together. They got it working, and it I'll be honest, like it was, I don't know, it was the easiest bow to tune.
Mm.
There wasn't much. You didn't need to tune it. It was like because of the dual cam. I found it was just like it would always shoot bullet holes. I don't know why I ever got rid of it. So because I traded it in and I got an elite victory, and that was the hardest bow in the world to tune. Once it was tuned, it was an awesome bow. But to tune it, you had to shift the cams, you had to do everything to it, and still the sight would be, I'd have to have that sight shifted all the way to the left just to get it to shoot straight. But I could put bullet hole, I could shoot a bullet hole, but it was like just to tune that thing. Oh my god, it was a god awful nightmare. So, uh, like my title, just that's another bow just tunes itself pretty much. I still have an older elite. My hunting bow is an older elite, the Ritual, and I know I got a bit of a left tear, so I've got to shim the cams right on it. I just I just don't have the time or the patience to do it. So it's a shame because the Ritual's a really nice bow actually. It's a 35-inch axle. I really like that bow.
That's your blue one, right?
No, it's got blue strings, but it's like a granite, like a
Nice.
or graphite or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a beauty. Yeah, my blue bow was the old Supra that I traded
Oh
in
yeah, that's
'cause
right.
I don't want to say anything bad about PSC. It just that bow, I think it was just the bow was a bit of a lemon. So I remember I did provincials
Sometimes
in
you get
20.
those.
Yeah. And when I left provincials at 2023, my top limb bolt was out this much, and my bottom limb bolt was stayed the same.
Yeah, it's not good.
And I did that every tournament I shot. So I'm like, so I took it to shooters. I'm like, what the hell? Like, this doesn't make any sense. And I finally just said, I'm gonna just trade. I want to trade this in. So I traded it in. I go out and I bought my son I think I bought a recurve. And at that time, I hardly got anything for it because they had so many bows there. Not their fault, obviously. So
All right, Ben, imagine you just won the lottery out of the new bows that came out this year. Which one are you taking?
Ooh,
Good question.
interesting.
And what site and what rest?
Okay.
no issues though. I don't want to.
All right. I'm going all brand name all the way through. So there's this bow on Amazon. No, I'm just kidding. I haven't shot the new Prime, but I'm obviously a Prime guy. That thing looks pretty sweet. I like the pushing of the engineering envelope. I think that's really cool. What's that other company with the magnesium riser?
Expedition.
Like stuff like that's cool, right?
Magnite.
Yeah,
Magnite.
if you can't make it, like we're almost at the point where you can't make things all that much faster, right? Like you can get more and more aggressive on your cycle, but then like who wants to rip their shoulder off? So I like that kind of stuff. But yeah, so I probably a Prime if it shoots like all my other Primes, which is just what I'm used to. I don't know. The Matthews are always nice too. But yeah, so I'm gonna go with a Prime, and then I'd probably run like the exact same setup I have on my hunting bow. I'm assuming we're talking about hunting. Like I want a new hunting bow in
Any
this
bow.
experiment. So then yeah, Spot Hog. Here, I'll show you my other one. A Spot Hog with the 3-pin Ultra View, which is always nice, and then the Hamsky. I really like the Hamsky with the 2 bearings on the side. I find that to be another sweet engineering thing. And I'm on the old school spring though. I'm on that one,
Yeah,
not the
no,
rubber one.
I like the old school spring. I'm with you on that.
I get picky about the rest. I think the rest is like one of the that's like one of the things that will drive you nuts if it's not solid, you know? Yeah, I think I have all the major components. And then some stabilizers, I guess. I'm on Torx right now.
What about arrows?
Arrows? Oh, good
Yeah, what
question.
arrows?
So I went back and forth with Axis for a while, and I'm back on Axis right now. This is great because I'm going hunting tomorrow, so all my shit's out.
Nice.
Not this one. That's a spare one. But yeah, so Axis work well for me. I can get them down to like 5, 10 or whatever. I have the iron wheel on it. I like these a
Nice.
lot.
Nice.
But yeah, no, the axes just shoot good. I did shoot rips for a while, like the TKOs, the victories. And then they got really hard to get. I was on that man, I think I was on that 4 years ago or 3 years ago. And then for a little bit, I couldn't get them. So I went back to axes because I could. But yeah, any kind of like 500 grain-ish arrow for me is fine. I'm shooting fast enough with them. And any faster, I have trouble tuning fixed heads anyways, and I shoot fixed heads. So yeah, that's my setup. Simple, simple, but it works.
Where are you heading out to?
I just got whitetails this fall, so I didn't draw any moose tags or anything. But my buddy and I we've been doing a coos deer trip every like 2 years or so in Arizona in January. So we're 2 for 3 right now in terms of our trip. So actually decent odds. So we're gonna try to go back there and get another coos deer down in January.
Oh, right on.
Nice.
Sick.
Yeah. And then eventually, yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Can you I don't know. I've never hunted in the States, so are you able to bring the meat back or?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
right on.
So no bones, no brains is the general rule of thumb.
Oh, right on.
There's you got to be careful too with different things for example, we're based in Colorado, so crossing state lines is a thing. So you have to be careful if you're driving through different spots, and I can't remember all the rules, but I usually brush up on them before we go to make sure. But I recall we had everything taken care of in the field because we don't really want to deal with it anyways at home. We're backpack hunting, so but yeah, no problems coming into Canada, just freezer stuff for the plane.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And it's not all that much meat. Like these things weigh like 100 pounds. They're tiny little deer. So yeah.
And that's bow hunting, right? Not gun
Yeah.
hunting?
Yeah, that's bow hunting. Yeah.
Who gun hunts?
Yeah. I'm not too proud to not use a gun.
I don't have a rifle big enough for deer or anything
Mm.
You don't?
anymore.
I
Not
didn't want
anymore.
them.
No, just my 22s. No, I've never been a gun hunter for deer or big game, honestly. It's not that I wasn't too proud, it's just I never had anyone to take me out gun hunting because my uncle and stuff. I mean, he does shotgun, but he's
Yeah.
mostly been he's he'll do a crossbow for during bow season, and then he'll do a controlled hunt week.
Okay.
But he just uses shotgun, and I don't have a rifled shotgun, so
Yeah. Man, I tried to convert. I tried looking. Of course, this is all during COVID time, so you can't get anything. But I remember trying to convert my 20 gauge to be a slug gun because I was like, man, I can hunt with if I get like this kind of gun, right? I can hunt that first week of November around here. It's way easier. And I couldn't find it, so then I got in the muzzle loader thing. And man, you want to talk about nerding out on like arrow builds and shit like that? Oh my goodness, you can go down some rabbit holes with that stuff. It's a good time. Shoots good though once you get it dialed.
muzzleloader.
Yeah, I'd love
God.
to try that. Love to try that.
I
Looks
want
like
to try
so much
that so bad, but
Yeah.
Dude, let me
yeah,
know.
like you
It's
said,
fun.
it's a rabbit hole.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I got a stack of notes.
Yeah. So just to start wrapping stuff up here, Ben, what do you see for next year for tournament wise and et cetera? Provincials, nationals?
Yeah, definitely provincials because kind of have to. I'll try to help out as much beforehand as I can before competing, and then nationals as well. I want to do more ASA. I think it's really fun.
Yeah, I agree.
I think I got to practice it more, so that'll be good. It makes sense if provincials also ASA. This is just all a great opportunity to hone that game. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what the climate's like down south, and maybe head to a few of those. like I said, I just like competing. I used to travel for racing like all the time, so this is just kind of a different sport, I suppose. Yeah, it'll be interesting at nationals too, being in Ontario, because Peyton and I were down there with some other folks, but I think it was obviously more west
Hmm.
kind of population over there. Hopefully those fellas come out to Ontario as well, because they're all good dudes. But maybe a little more central, we might get folks from kind of a bigger spread. So we'll see. But yeah, should be a good showdown.
Be a lot of competition.
The whole thing with this show is the letdown. So what's your I don't know, your one of your worst moments in either archery or hunting or what have you, and what'd you learn from it?
Well, say hunting. I lost a doe a couple of years ago, and man, that bummed me out. Yeah, just a shot that I still don't really understand how she walked away from, but man, we tracked that thing forever, and I could not retrieve it. What I learned out of that is, I guess, shoot a little bit lower. I'm not sure how I shot high, but shit happens when there's deer walking in front of you. And then competitive wise, I guess it's that first shot on the second day of Southern this year. I was like, oh man, this is gonna be a mountain to climb here. But I think that turned out fairly positive because, battled back. And I think it was a valiant effort, and it's about all you can do in those cases. So just take the positive from it. I don't know. Try not to be bummed out too long, I guess, about all these things, because then that just weighs you down. You only have like a finite amount of like energy you could spend being bummed out. So don't waste it.
Be a goldfish, man.
That's right, buddy. You got it.
Be a goldfish.
It's so simple, right? It's like I always say,
So
it's
simple.
just so simple. It's just middle of where you want to see.
It always seems simple, but rarely is it ever simple.
Mm-hmm.
Life's not simple, especially. I know, like for me, it's I always give myself I give myself a time limit of how much I can be pissed at something, and then I just say, okay, that's enough, let it go, and then move on, because no point in sitting there worrying about it. So, and it's very recently that I've been doing that, because I used to kill myself out of the archery range if I wasn't shooting well. So, learning a lot from my friend over here, Justin. So, how to just let things go, just keep shooting, have fun at it.
All
So,
smiles. All smiles all the time.
and my wife's good at it too. Like, she could forget the last target, no problem. Shoots a 5, misses, doesn't care. Doesn't enter her mind. It's just the next target is the next target, and I gotta make a perfect shot on that target. That's how she looks at it. So, and that's hard. That's really hard for me to do. So, but yeah, it was good talking to you, Ben.
Yeah,
And
good talking with you guys.
Yeah, it
thanks
was a
for
lot of
coming on.
fun, and yeah, I'll have to have you on again if you have time. I know you're a busy guy, so traveling all over the place.
Just let me know. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm trying to travel in the woods right now, but it's well, you guys know, you guys got kids. I don't even have kids yet.
not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet. They make life. I
A
don't.
lot more
Misha doesn't have
difficult.
kids either, right?
A lot more
I
difficult.
got dogs. It's the same thing.
No,
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 No.
no,
I knew it was going to trigger you.
no. You can put a dog in a crate and then go for 12 hours. You can't.
No, that's horrible.
No,
That's awful.
Justin, are you saying you're not putting your kids in crate?
no, no. You can't put your kid in a crate.
I know you put your kids in crates.
I would like to sometimes, but the crate is his room when he's grounded. That's the crate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
12 hours is a bit much, I think, nowadays.
yeah, but if you go for work, no, the dog can hold their bladder for like up to.
No, I meant for the kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But no, like, yeah, dogs are fine. And then you just let them out after.
On that note, I will we'll bid you adieu. Ben, if you just want to hang out for just a little bit.
Cool.